Alright. So we're back with episode 5. Slight, again, Quentin and Nick. Nick finding some jungle slime. I'm just putting a bunch of stuff, Nick's stuff in a box. A little bit of time has passed. Nick's been trying to make his way back. Died once. Unfortunately, didn't get that on camera for the what's it called? The death compilation.
Oh, don't worry. I'm prolific. I've been told that.
But yeah, Nick was talking about weddings. I forgot. I totally spaced out. Your mom's wedding.
Hmm?
Was I young?
Oh yeah.
When was that?
Yeah, it was. So it was middle school for me.
Yeah.
13-ish.
I spaced out on all of the young weddings in my life. Oh yeah, this is yours. Okay. Anyway. And then.
Yeah, that one, I mean, it was, it was whatever. It was in a community place where we lived at the time, which is nuts. But this, like, Christian Bible center for rehab, drug addicts and stuff like that. People wanted to develop a community and stuff.
Nope.
Cool place, cool program.
Got this flare gun pointing at you.
Still look cool. But yeah, I mean, that was super, happy for her if she enjoys it. But for me, it's always just really strange. Such a dysfunction. I don't know what commitment should be or feel. Can't imagine it like a foreign language.
So you're stuffed in that wood's chest.
Oh, you're the man. Yeah, we should grab it all and get the fudge out.
Yeah, commitment's a weird thing. I mean, I grew up only thinking like commitment was the only option, but having never actually been committed. I was never in any real, in-person relationship or whatever. I was like 26, I think it was. So it's a lot of years without really knowing the idea of commitment, but not really knowing how to do it or having any sort of practice and like how to actually be committed to a person. Not just like physically, but, mentally and all that too. Having, and then to see them all the time, and then their problems or your problems now too, and just having to deal with that and being okay with, yeah, I'm in this. It's a hard thing to do, and it takes a lot of practice and time. And I'm not even saying I have it down at all yet. So yeah, I think it's no secret. We're not breaking any like news here. That, yeah, relationships are hard, man.
I'm sold after that intro. No, I actually agree. That monogamy is such an interesting thing because some people say, hey, you're going to be happier. You're meant to be with one person. And some people say, well, we're essentially animals that have slightly bigger brains and we're weaker. So how could monogamy be our natural happy state when it's so rare in nature? I think there's only a small handful of things that are, throughout their genetics and history are monogamous. So, I don't know.
It's a very tough thing, and I think it's obviously, it's probably one that people probably can do better with, but as with almost everything, it's like, you should just be open to either choice. Like, you shouldn't be like, I'm only going to be monogamous.
I'm warping.
Or...
I'm warping. I'm tired of the jungle. Do you have recall?
Yeah. Here.
I'm out.
Okay. Well, I probably make it. I think.
Tired of the jungle. It's a short sword. If I had
Yeah.
If I had a not short sword, okay, I'm on board. I fight my way out of that.
Yeah.
No.
But like monogamy, or if you want to do a polygamy thing or whatever you want to do, I think you just be open to that it doesn't have to be either or. If you can't do the monogamy thing, that's fine. But then again, it's like I don't like when people are like, everybody has to be monogamous. That's the way, or everybody has to. We're meant to be polygamous. You shouldn't be monogamous. You're not really. It's like different things work for different people. You shouldn't close your mind off to either of them or all the different options are. Asexualness or whatever. If you're not in anybody, that's completely fine. So yeah, I think it just gets tricky when you're like, convince yourself it can only be one way.
Absolutely. That's what's interesting about a lot of my friends and family is I tend to think of myself as non-religious, and it's not that I'm not open to it. It's just that I grew up, to a very religious parent that, I don't know, I just saw things kind of in a different way, and I continued to further and further as I grew up. But yeah, a really good buddy of mine, a civilian, he worked with me at a few jobs ago. I'm not gonna say his name, but he's a strong Christian guy. He grew up as a non-believer to a non-believer parent.
Oh.
Yeah, and his fiance was Christian, and he developed a relationship with Christ and with his fiance, and that wedding was amazing. I really did love it because he's a great guy. Really loved him like a brother. Even though I worked there for I don't know, we only knew each other for 8 months or something like that. But I wasn't a bride. I was gonna say bridesmaid. I wasn't a bridesmaid in that one. Where my best dress in that? I wasn't a groomsman. Where I was a groomsman in my mother's and my one good buddies in the armies. I think I went to 3 weddings in the army. But yeah, so that one I had the best time for sure because I was really happy for them. Although in the back of my head, the guy was a virgin, and she was his first.
So that's always tricky.
Myself and my ex are like, yeah, but I don't know. Are you gonna buy a house without taking a shower and taking a shower? Like you got to test everything, don't you?
I think people do buy houses without taking showers.
I would. I'm that guy.
I mean, you look at the shower.
You get to spend the night. A lot of times you get to spend the night. Yes, that's very common.
Oh, I had no idea.
You get to actually spend the night in the home if you're going to be a potential buyer.
Well, yeah, for ghosts.
Right?
You want to make sure there's no ghosts there.
I mean, that goes without saying, but
I mean, it makes sense. It definitely makes sense. I didn't know people actually did that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure in certain neighborhoods they're like, not you. You're not staying the night in place. But yeah, that's just my idea on it. Like, if you're gonna spend that kind of time together, shouldn't you get to know each other? Shouldn't you find out? It's kind of dark to see it this way, but shouldn't you find out if there's any kinks? And
so he was a virgin before until they got married.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for her, she was a 31-year-old woman, and she goes, I don't understand how a woman could know herself enough to know if she's so inexperienced with her own sexuality and that facet of her life, how could she know what's really good or what she really enjoys? Because it's such a common phenomenon that women are, weirdly never had an orgasm. Yeah. It sounds silly, but there's a lot of women that go, I don't know. And that means no. If you say, I don't know, it means it's never happened.
And just to be clear, she was a virgin when they met, but then she said that to him and obviously went out and... I'm kidding. It'd be funny. Woo! And usually the guys' roles, like, they meet and then you do that explanation and, kind of like... some people were like, that last hurrah on like bachelor, night or what's it, bachelor party? It's like, I'm about to be with one person forever. Gotta, get whatever out of the way, and that's like their excuse for guys who like do stuff on their bachelor party or whatever. Yeah. Or probably women do stuff too. I'm sure.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm sure. Just I know the way a lot of people work. And it's it's sad in a way, but then it's like if they do throw it behind them or whatever and don't really care, it's whatever. But yeah, it's sad that a lot of people are in these huge committed relationships, and then it's like, well, I'm gonna be with them forever. Gotta get some bad stuff out of the way now.
Yeah. See, isn't that a weird way to put it? Or think about it like, oh, I have a ticking clock. It's, well, aren't you diving headlong into this thing that's beautiful in your future, and why do you want to go do something else first? So that part was always strange to me. Even as a small kid, I remember thinking that it's just there's a weird desperation to it, like a frantic. I need to be with this person. Oh, I need to have a wild night before I need to be with this person.
Yeah.
Like there's no rush, So I always just found that really odd, and it has always taken me out of weddings. Even in that one, I thought, are they gonna, if you don't, why wouldn't you know that?
Yeah, and then now, it's even sadder just knowing, like, all the stuff that happens even post-marriage. Not just the breaking ups, but like the stuff that happens that like the other person never even finds about.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, people are just horrible, weird creatures and who don't know themselves or convince themselves that they're certain kind of people. Like, I have buddies who are like, you shouldn't even try the committed thing because you're failing at it so many times and you're just hurting the other person. It's like,
yeah.
it's sad, and it's like, just stop getting in relationships, you know, if you're just gonna fool around on them, or get in a relationship where it's okay to fool around with a bunch of different people. Have like an open relationship.
Hey, I mean, I do think it takes a mature person, and it can be a really tough balance, but there is some kind of.
But that's Terraria for you.
It is Terraria. You die and you come back and your shit's gone. You took it.
Anybody here for the Terraria is not expecting this conversation.
It's called divorce and shit's gone.
I'm building a somewhat nifty tunnel during the conversation. I mean, I guess it's not that nifty. It just goes one way and then back the other way.
It's huge.
I thought it was more nifty.
Alright, what do I got? So I need a set of 10 gear. Do you have any more 10? Do you
I think I gave it all to you. I have 20 more ores.
Oh yeah, 130. Okay, we're good.
Yeah, when I picked up your stuff, I just merged all of ours and just gave it to you so you could.
God, I've been so unproductive in this conversation. I've been thinking about the conversation.
It's hard to play and be conversative at the same time. It's a skill.
Conversative.
Yeah, it's hard to play the game and make up new words at the same time.
It's like,
yeah.
Nightfall. I need. There we go.
See if I can just find some sort of. Oh, well, there's some caverns. I mean, that's kind of like the next layer down. And that part was kind of too scary.
Hey, sweetie, do you work tomorrow?
I do not work tomorrow. Which sounds random to anybody who didn't hear my girlfriend ask me if I work tomorrow. Like, why are you telling us you don't work tomorrow? Ah, fucking zombie. And they're getting some more house stuff going. Nice. Maybe we can get the nurse pretty soon.
Well, Jacob might be a goner soon.
I mean, for anybody who doesn't know, like, you have to build a house and rooms to get the NPCs to spawn.
If you don't know about Terraria right now, you don't deserve it. It's too good for you. It doesn't need you. Big.
Said you'd help me do that.
I did say I'd help you with that,
Yes, I did.
but I just got a couple more episodes of this to bank.
Money in the bank.
That's industry term.
Industry. Oh. One fucking heart right now.
Oh, really? You weren't paying attention?
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't paying attention to
I
hearts
need
either.
better gear so I can zone out and be have a forgiving environment. Okay.
How do you feel about, I mean, you can get to a point in Minecraft, but in this game, you know, what is it called? Lifespan of the items or whatever? These items don't have lifespans. Yay or nay on that?
I like a durability mechanic where they break.
Yeah,
right?
durability, that's the thing, yeah.
I like it. I think it's much more challenging and unpredictable.
Yeah.
It's usually pretty polarizing. I know people that are like, I hate it. I want my item that I got and I worked hard for. I'm like, you get things, you lose them. That's the beauty of life. You lose your shit. You die and you lose it. I don't know why I think it's
I do
funny
kind of
and
like
re-
that.
I don't know why, but I prefer it. Yeah. I think the game should shit on you a little bit. It's more fun.
I do like an aspect though where you can also like there's things you can do like prolong a life or whatever.
Yes.
I think that should be cool. They shouldn't be like super easy, but there should be options where, you know, especially, I mean, the cool thing about this is like your weapons and stuff have attributes or whatever, like 10% faster or whatever, you know, chance of knock back. So it'd be cool to like prolong those, the ones you really like. But then like you may make like a cool whatever gold sword or diamond sword or whatever, and but like it has, you know, bad attributes. And be like, well, I don't care that much about when it breaks.
I like it. It was really polarizing, that new Zelda game. I feel like this game is extraordinary.
Yeah, I forgot. That game has that.
But the durability system is like really overtuned to be. Oh, your shit breaks right away. Seen that a couple guys in the NLS. All of them played it. All of them played the game through except for the main guy, Northernline. But the other guys were really polarized. They were like, yeah, it's okay. Or one of the guys was like, I love it. I think it makes it more challenging. And the other guy's like, I hate it. I want only the spear I got. You know, I want to use only that for those games. So it kind of speaks to what kind of personality you have, what kind of temperament.
Yeah.
If you're, I don't want to say, but I kind of will, for lack of a better word, like a fearful person, or a person that doesn't want to lose things, more timid, then you're not going to want to lose any of your shit. But if you're a person that likes that chaos, then you think it's funny, you know? Or enjoyable, or whatever it is. Feel at home with the chaos. Alright, 3 pathetic. House is built. 6 lame apartments that are too close together.